Okay, here is a super cool two-note diminished pattern from Tal Farlow, and he's doing this over the tune All of Me when it gets to the A7 chord. And what he's doing here is really interesting. He's taking two different sets of intervals that line up in the A half-whole diminished scale, and then he's moving it up in minor thirds. So if you are unfamiliar with a half-whole diminished scale, it's just like it says in the title. You take a half step and then a whole step, and you keep alternating that pattern through the scale. So it's an 8-note scale. So starting on A, the key that we're doing it in, we would have A, B flat, C, C sharp, D sharp, E, F sharp, G, and then back to A. So a really common scale to use over dominant 7 chords, especially if you want to build some tension. The entire pattern, with the exception of the very last note, is all going to be on the 2 middle strings, the 4th and 3rd string. So we start with our pointer finger on the 5th fret of the 4th string, and then our middle finger on the 6th fret of the 3rd string. Those two intervals are G and C sharp. So that's a tritone. That's the first interval shape that he does. And then from here, we're going to stay in the same position. We're just going to put our pinky on the 8th fret of those same 2 strings, so B flat and E flat. So now intervallically, that gives us the flat 9 and the sharp 11 or flat 5, whatever you want to call it. So these 2 notes definitely create some more tension, right? The first 2 are just very straightforward, flatted 7th and 3rd, but then we introduce these 2 tension tones. So, and then you go back to the G and C sharp again. So it's a 3-note pattern. And then all we do from there is we move this same pattern up 3 frets. So you keep the same shape, that tritone, and move it up to the 8th and 9th fret. And just do the same pattern. So then it's 8 and 9, and then pinky on 11 and 11, and back to 8 and 9. So, all right, and now right here intervallically, it gives us the flat 9, the 5th, right, and then the next one gives us the 3rd and the 13. And then we move it up another minor third, so now we move it up to the 11th and 12th fret. And this time, right, it'd be 11 and 12, and then bar your pinky on 14 and 14, back to 11 and 12. So now we have... And then the very last one, we slide up the tritone shape again, this time up 3 frets to 14 and 15. And he changes the very end. He goes... After you play those 2 notes, 14 and 15, then just put your pointer finger on C sharp on the 2nd string, the 14th fret. Okay, and that's one of the great things about the diminished scales. Any sort of pattern that you come up with, you can just keep moving it up in 3 frets and it'll work because it's a symmetrical scale, which means that it repeats itself in a particular interval. So the entire pattern would be... All right, and he does it pretty fast in the song. I watched the video of it. There's actually a video of this performance, and I can't tell if he's doing upstrokes because he does it really fast. It's like... And for me personally, I have to do upstrokes to get that, but I know Tal Farlow's playing in general is kind of unorthodox, the way he uses his thumb, and I'm not sure what his picking style is like, if he does upstrokes when he's dealing with like 2-note stuff like this, or if he's just so fast at downstrokes that he's able to do it. But for me personally, if I'm going to do it fast, I have to do the upstroke. So, all right, so very cool sound in this pattern, and that is a concept that you can, experiment with on your own. Just run through the diminished scale, see if you can find a set of 2 notes that you like the sound of, and then see if you can find another set of 2 notes and alternate between them, and then just move it up 3 frets, and you'd be amazed at some of the sounds that you can come up with. The diminished scale has so many options and so many just great different note combinations that we can experiment with. So that's the episode for this week. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you learned something. And as always, if you would like to donate and support the channel, you can do so at patreon.com/MikeAudetteMusic or paypal.me/MikeAudetteMusic. That's our episode for this week. Thank you for watching, and I will see you at the next episode. Take care.